What's up, good folks? Yuri here, episode number 7, better than yesterday. Today we're going to discuss peer pressure, excuses, and bullying. All these topics are going to relate to taking a healthier role and how we can use all of these for the positive. Now, the first one I'm going to discuss is peer pressure. There's a movement now that it's cool to make fun of, kind of ties in bullying in there, the healthy aspect of people, where it's cool to call people health freaks, and I take that as a compliment. But a lot of clients, especially just starting out in this journey, when they go out, let's say they're having a birthday party and they want to have a piece of cake, and there's staying away from that junk food at the moment because they're changing up the lifestyle. They want to eat better, they want to eat whole food and organic food, and obviously the piece of cake doesn't tie into that aspect. So there's a peer pressure from their peers and from everyone who's at the party to make sure they eat the cake. And if they don't eat the cake or touch the cake, then there's, oh, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you eating the cake? Why don't you socialize? It becomes like a social thing. And I'm sure anyone who's ever been on a lifestyle change, I don't want to say diet because I don't like the word diet, especially the way it's being used now. But anyone who's been on a lifestyle change, they've been exposed to this type of behavior before. And for some reason, that's socially acceptable to do that. But it's not socially acceptable to say that to someone who's overweight and they are not making a lifestyle change. You're like, why don't you put the cake down because you had a little too much? I'm not going to get into that, and this is not what this is about. What I'm going to give you is points and tips as how you can deal with the peer pressure, the bullying, and how you can use excuses yourself to make the healthier choice. Now, in that situation of being at a party and having a good time, but then when it comes to eating dessert or eating something that you shouldn't be eating or you don't want to be eating because you are making a healthier choice, there comes peer pressure. The way you can deal with it is, one thing is, if you make up your mind and you say, listen, this is what I'm doing for myself, and you make that loud and express it to other people, be like, this is not for me, I cannot eat cake, I'm not doing it. That's the excuse that I always use because I'm in the health industry. I think that was an easy out for me. I'm like, listen, I'm doing that because I'm experimenting whether I can do it for my clients. So that worked for me. Now, if that excuse does not work for you, you go to number 2, which is very easy to implement. Just say, I'm allergic to it. You don't have to specify what you're allergic to. Just say, I'm allergic to cake, or I'm allergic to the flour in the cake, I'm allergic to the icing. Whatever it is, just say I'm allergic. If you say that, no one's going to question your methods. No one's going to be like, why aren't you having cake? Right? I'm picking on cake because that's the most common thing at parties or whatnot as the junk food to go to. Okay? Great, easy thing to go to. Another excuse, you want to use that as an excuse, is just tell them, this is not part of my lifestyle at the moment, and I can't or I don't want to eat it. And if that doesn't work, then you could always go back to the I'm allergic to excuse, right? You want to make up an excuse that makes sense for you, that is fitting to your lifestyle. So if you're training for something, let's say you're training for a 5K or a marathon, be like, this is going to go against my training. Or if you're a parent, you're like, I'm setting a good example for my kid because he can't have it, or my kid is allergic, so I'm not having it. Just either way, like, figure something out, an excuse, and a positive excuse that will help you with your goal. Now, the main thing is you have to believe it. You want to make sure that you do it, otherwise you're going to fall to that peer pressure, and then you're going to feel bad about it. And I've been there, and I fell to that peer pressure way when I first started. That's when it's the hardest, because once you do it for a while, it doesn't faze you anymore. About 3 or 4 years ago, that's when it really hit me, the whole peer pressure thing, and the way I really changed my lifestyle. I was at a barbecue, and you know, at barbecue they have meat, they have vegetables, they obviously have bread and all that other stuff, all the condiments, and you know, all that. Walked up to the table, I got myself some grilled chicken, and I got myself some vegetables, and you know, I'm just eating my food. I didn't get any buns or anything of that. Somebody came up to me like, holy crap, you have a very healthy plate. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, this is the food I eat. And it didn't hit me till then that is what I perceive as food. And when they looked at my plate, they were like, oh my God, this guy's a health freak, that's insane. And I didn't perceive it as a healthy thing. It's just the way I was trained to eat, and that's the way I trained my brain to eat now. And that's the way making easier choices. I don't have to think about it anymore, it just happens. And that is my goal to you guys, is to learn to make better and healthier choices where you don't have to think about it anymore and it just happens. But in the beginning, you will feel that pressure from other people, and then especially it's going to be the loved ones. Oh my God, you look so skinny, why don't you eat this? Or why don't you do this? Peer pressure hugely with alcohol, same deal. Going out, you want to have a beer, have a shot, have a glass of wine, and then it kind of, if you want to do it, that's fine. If you make up your mind beforehand that you want to do it, that's fine. But if you get pressured into it, again, have a excuse. You're driving, or some other thing. You're allergic to alcohol. You just find out, and you know, it's pick an excuse that works for you, for your lifestyle at that point, and make sure it works for you. Once it does, it's so much easier to say no to people, and you're not hurting their feelings. You're still friends with them, and the peer pressure doesn't get to you anymore. Again, only if you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, then go for that drink, go for that cake, whatever it is. Now, when I'm at same deal, now when I go out, if I want to have a piece of cake, I'll have it. If I don't want to, there goes my come to excuse, which is, hey, this is part of my lifestyle. If I'm telling my clients not to have it, I'm not going to have it. But enjoy your life, make it fit to your life, and don't be bullied into eating crap that you don't want to eat. And don't be peer pressured to do it as well. And make up the excuses that are going to work well for you. A little bit better than you were yesterday, and you're on the road to being a health freak around, and that's it. Alright guys, hope this helps out. Make up your own excuses. I'm looking forward to what works for you. And comment below, subscribe, like, and see you soon. Take care guys.